Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and today this is a beer that was kindly gifted to me from the legend that is Wraggy, and he passed this and a couple of other beers on to Adam, aka Mez Beers, when they all met up in Nottingham, which unfortunately I wasn't able to attend. When it was all being booked, I hadn't been paid, so it was a bit awkward to organise stuff, and I do regret it. It would have been absolutely wonderful to finally meet the man himself, Wraggy, and also everyone else who met up there, and of course to experience some of the absolutely wonderful looking pubs and bars, and obviously breweries and tap rooms in Nottingham. But he was kind enough to send me over a can from Navigation, and this is it Jukung or Yukong, which is a lemongrass, chili and ginger pale ale, clocking in at 4.1% ABV. Brewed with barley wheat, hops, yeast, water, fresh ginger, fresh lemongrass, and flaked chilies. Adding Yukong, that's what I'm going to call it, is the little fishing boat you think of when you think of Indonesia. We have a relatively simple malt bill. God, I can't read it. I've had a few beers tonight. Liverpool demolished Everton 4-1, although it could have been much worse. The way Everton have been playing this season, at this point it's like 8 games without a loss. We've only got 15 points. You can't just blame it on Rafa Benitez though. We've got injuries, definitely missing Calvert-Lewin, but at the same time there's just no sort of like urgency or passion, and so many stupid avoidable mistakes. Don't get me wrong, Rafa Benitez's tactics since he's joined us have been fucking atrocious, but you can't just pin the blame on him. And do you know what? A lot of people are talking about Ancelotti just fucking uprooting us. You know, Everton were making some form of progress, so it's like the worst we've been in God knows how long. And I think it's like been over 30 years since Liverpool have scored 4 goals against us in the derby, but it is what it is. It's just football at the end of the day. We weren't expecting a win, but there are some Everton fans out there which, for the longest time, that's what completely put me off football. Was just how fans were like behaving, and managers only getting like a few months, and if they didn't just magically turn it around, they just sacked off again. And then you've got all like the politics and all the bullshit money, and then diving left, right, and centre, and just football for a while for me just became just this. It just became awful. It really did. But anyway, so I've had a few drinks, so that's why my reading it's never on point. When I've not had a drink, to be fair, and especially when it comes to reading off beer labels, I don't know what it is. It's like the font breweries use, then the colour schemes, then the size of the font. So, you know, I can't just all pin it down on the alcohol. But yeah, we have a relatively simple malt bill, letting the bucket loads of lemongrass and ginger take front stage on this one, with a little bit of chili thrown in for a late kick. This is a thirsty quenching little pocket rocket pale ale. Oh, we all love a little pocket rocket, don't we? There was a girl on OnlyFans who described herself, oh, it's gushing. No, she didn't say that, although there were certainly some videos and photos. But, God, how witty am I, by the way? Yeah, little pocket rocket. Oh. Oh. Rubbing my knees in a Vic Reeve style. How is that not like an R&B line? Rubbing my knees in a Vic Reeve style. Rubber my knees in a big groove style. Just ignore me, I'm a twat. Anyway, beer in the glass then. And a nice amber colour to it. A little bit hazy. Just shy of half a finger's worth of white head there. Looking very nice in this snifter glass. I've not had anything from Navigation. But I have heard Wraggy talk very fondly of this brewery. So thank you for kindly letting me have the opportunity to try this. So let's give it a sniff. Oh, it's definitely got that sort of like slight perfumey aroma. I'm getting like the greenness of chili, as opposed to like the heat that you can sometimes detect on the nose. Lemongrass. I'm not too familiar with lemongrass, truth be told. I've only ever like cooked with it twice in my whole life. But yeah, there's this like big savoury salinic, what's that word? Salinity, you know what I mean. But yeah, it smells like like one of those pre-mixed like Asian spice mixes that you can buy. But there's a little bit of citrusiness there. Nice crisp malty backbone. But there's definitely a kick in there on the nose. Yeah, it is like opening a little jar of crushed chilies. Was it crushed chilies? Flake chilies. Chili flakes, yeah. Ignore me. It smells good though, let's give it a taste. Cheers folks, cheers Wraggy, and of course cheers Adam for kindly handing them over to me. Oh. 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 Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like, oh, chili. It's not like that, but oh God. That chili character is definitely building up on the back end. And I tell you what, there's like stages. Level 42. Yeah, that's interesting. First of all, when you take that first sip, it's just like an unassuming, slightly hoppy pale ale. Then that sort of like lemongrass and ginger character comes through. It's got that, when you like peeling ginger and like a little bit of the juice gets on your fingers. But there's almost like that fiery root ginger character coming through from like a proper Jamaican style ginger ale. And then right on the end, you get a big hit of that chili. But it all works. I'm just going to say it right off the bat. Well, it's not really right off the bat because I've described other parts of the beer, but stick with me. This is not going to be to everyone's taste. I mean, I've got some cuts on the lips, not gonna lie, and it is stinging a little bit. But there's like the heat here and the back of your throat is definitely there. It does have what's that Jamaican style ginger beer that comes in the weirdly shaped bottles with a sort of like a beige label, because that does have a kick. So you're getting a kick from the chilies, but you're also getting a kick from the ginger as well in this. And it almost has a slight Belgian-style pale farmhouse element to it without it being farmhouse. Without it being farmhouse. Without it being farmhouse. I'm a fucking prick. But, hand on heart, well, the decaying hole where a heart used to be, you can taste a really nice hoppy pale ale. But I tell you what, that chili is building up more. I've had a few chili beers up to this point, like a Chipotle Porter or yada yada yada. But this is dead. It's creeping up on me. Not to the point where it's like, you know, I'm going to be shitting water tomorrow. But what a horrible thing to say in a beer review. Jalapenos do that to me. I love the taste of jalapeno. I love the heat of jalapeno. But if you have too much, it's like the water system in Flint, Michigan, the next day. I don't think they've even fixed the problem that's happening in Flint. How ridiculous is that? And even if they have fixed it, how do you let that go on for that long? To let a water supply be just that bad? I don't get it. And why am I talking like this? Where I'm not really shouting, but I'm still loud. It is what it is, folks, and it's actually starting to make saliva. It's drawn out the saliva in my mouth. I've not had a chili beer that's this impactful for a long time. But I really like this. You know, it's not the most conventional way to be introduced to a brewery, but sometimes, yeah, you don't just want a conventional handshake, modest handshake, and, you know, move on. You kind of want to like have a handshake, and then the other hand is just sort of like, you know, tickling you underneath like that. It's what my uncle used to do. Anyway, but no, seriously, it's intriguing, but it's tasty, and it's a well brewed beer, and you know, this would go perfect with, you know, like a properly made curry, even like a sort of like a ramen bowl. I think that would complement this really nicely. Salt and pepper chicken, whether it be like a properly made one or just from your local takeaway. I think definitely the spiciness is going to complement Asian cuisine. And yeah, that's actually really surprised me, that. Because you see these beers crop up and you taste them and you get like the faintest hint, like the most subtle, bordering on barely detectable characters. But this, it's there, it's bold, it's in your face, it works really well with the pale ale base that they've done. I'm not sure if this is like a pre-existing pale ale recipe they've got and then they've just added these ingredients, or if it's sort of like tailor-made to complement those ingredients, but it works really well. The balance is really good, and there's a really satisfying heat on the back end. So even if you're not the biggest fan of spiciness, it's just, you know, it's a little bit of a tickle. A little bit of tickle in those private areas. which, you know, every now and then there's a good thing. But yeah, so that's the Navigation's Yukong, or Jukung, I'm not sure that's properly pronounced, and the low battery warning came up, so that's probably interrupted the sync of the video. But yeah, lovely stuff, and I'm definitely going to have to look at Navigation, see if they do nationwide delivery, because I want to try more from them, because if they can make a beer like this really well, I'd like to see what their sort of like regular sort of pale ales and other styles would be like. And I do like that artwork. It's really, really nice. And yeah, once again, massive, massive thank you to Wraggy. It's starting to sting my teeth, this heat. That probably says more about my dental hygiene than anything else. But yeah, thank you to Wraggy for kindly passing this and a couple of other beers on to Adam from Mersey Beers, and Wraggy from Wraggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits. Links to both those wonderful chaps will be in the description. Go check out Navigation, and if you tried any of the beers from Navigation, let me know your thoughts, opinions. If you tried this, I'd like to know what you thought of it as well. Do you like chili in your beer? Do you? Fuck off. See you guys later.